was a night like any other, until the woman with eyes like liquid gold walked into his life. Daniel never believed in the supernatural until she changed everything. The strange thing was, he didn't even see it coming. Daniel was a man like any other, simple, unassuming, and a creature of habit. He lived in a small town where everyone knew each other, his days blending together in quiet repetition. His life wasn't perfect, but it was comfortable. Until one fateful evening, everything changed. It was a Friday night when he first saw her. He had gone to his favorite bar after a long day at work, needing a drink and a few moments of peace. That's when she walked in, Seraphina. Her beauty was like nothing he had ever seen before. She moved with an effortless grace, her eyes the color of molten gold. Something about her was intoxicating, her very presence drawing everyone's attention. But it was Daniel who caught her eye. They exchanged a few words, and before long, they were lost in conversation, as if they had known each other forever. Her voice was soft, yet commanding, and every word she spoke seemed to pull Daniel in deeper. He found himself captivated by her, a woman who seemed too perfect to be real. As the days passed, their connection grew stronger. Seraphina was always there, always near. Daniel couldn't explain it, but he felt an undeniable pull toward her. And though something in the back of his mind whispered that all was not as it seemed, he pushed it aside. She was everything he had ever wanted. But Seraphina wasn't just any woman. She was a snake demon, a creature of ancient lore who had walked among humans for centuries. Her true nature was hidden behind a perfect mask, her intentions far darker than Daniel could ever imagine. Darius had known Daniel longer than anyone. They had grown up together, shared secrets, laughed at the same jokes, and even fought over petty things. They were inseparable until recently. Darius had always been different. He had a gift, one that he often kept to himself. He was a seer, someone who could sense the supernatural, see the unseen, and feel things others couldn't. And the moment Daniel brought Seraphina into his life, Darius felt it. Something was wrong. At first he dismissed it. Maybe it was just jealousy. After all, Daniel had never been the type to get swept up in things so quickly. But as time went on, Darius noticed the change in his friend. Daniel was growing weaker, more distant. His skin, once healthy and tan, had become pale, almost sickly. He was tired all the time, but never seemed to sleep. Darius's visions became more frequent. He saw flashes of Seraphina, her eyes glowing with an unnatural hunger. He saw a serpent-like creature wrapped around Daniel, its fangs sinking deep into his flesh, draining his life with every passing moment. It was then that Darius knew. The woman Daniel loved was no woman at all. Determined to save his friend, Darius dug deeper into Seraphina's past, uncovering ancient stories about demon lovers, creatures who used their beauty and charm to seduce their victims, only to drain them of their life force. The more Darius learned, the more desperate he became. He couldn't lose Daniel, not like this. One evening, Daniel was getting ready to go out for dinner with Seraphina. As she excused herself to freshen up in the bathroom, Daniel sat on the couch waiting. His eyes wandered over the room, and that's when he noticed something odd, a glint of something metallic on the edge of her dress. Curiosity tugged at him, and he leaned in closer. There, beneath the fabric of her dress, was a snakeskin, a perfect shimmering piece of what seemed to be the shedding of a serpent. His heart skipped a beat. Could this be a mistake? Was it just a costume? Some elaborate joke? He quickly shoved the skin back into the folds of the fabric, but the unease lingered. The back of his mind screamed that something wasn't right, but he told himself it was just his imagination. Seraphina returned moments later, her beauty as captivating as ever. She smiled warmly at him, unaware of the chaos swirling in his head. Later that night, as they stood close together on the balcony, Daniel wrapped his arms around Seraphina. He felt a strange, sudden coldness seep through her dress and into his skin. It was a sensation he had never felt before, a chill that sank into his bones, like hugging a block of ice instead of a person. "Are you cold?" Daniel asked, pulling back slightly to look at her face. Seraphina smiled, her eyes twinkling in the moonlight. "I'm fine," she said softly, pressing herself closer to him. But the coldness lingered in his hands, creeping up his arms, and a deep sense of unease washed over him. He told himself it was just the night air, maybe even his imagination running wild. But the unease wouldn't go away. It was as though she was not entirely human. The moment passed, but that nagging feeling remained. One night, after another dinner together, Daniel and Seraphina lay on his bed. The room was dim, only a small lamp casting shadows on the walls. Seraphina, as always, lay close beside him, her head resting gently on his chest. The rhythm of her breathing was calm, almost hypnotic. But as Daniel drifted off to sleep, a strange feeling washed over him. Something wasn't right. It was that unsettling sensation again, the one that had been creeping up on him for days. Slowly he opened his eyes. To his horror, he saw Seraphina staring at him, her eyes wide open and fixed on his face. The room was silent, too silent, and yet those eyes were dark. The warm, molten gold he had once adored had turned into a cold, lifeless black. Her gaze didn't move. It was as if she was waiting for something, watching him, studying him while he slept. The intensity of her stare sent a chill down his spine. His heart raced, and he had to fight the urge to pull away from her, to scream out. But before he could react, Seraphina seemed to sense his discomfort. She blinked slowly, and her expression softened into a tender smile. "It's just a bad dream, Daniel." "You're fine," she whispered, her voice soothing. "You're safe. Go back to sleep." Daniel's mind was racing. His pulse hammered in his ears as he tried to rationalize what had just happened. His hands were cold, his breath shaky. He tried to close his eyes, but the image of her staring at him, so lifeless and still, wouldn't leave his mind. He hugged her tighter, burying his face into her hair, trying to find comfort. But deep down, something inside him knew. This was no ordinary woman. Darius couldn't stand by any longer. His worst fears were becoming a reality. He had to speak up, and he had to do it now. It was a late evening, the sky dark and heavy with rain, when Darius finally confronted Daniel. The air between them felt thick with tension, the kind of unspoken dread that comes when something's gone terribly wrong. Daniel had just finished another date with Seraphina, his eyes still glowing with that same unhealthy obsession. Darius could see it in his friend's face, the lifelessness that had settled there in recent weeks. "Danny, we need to talk," Darius said, his voice sharp and firm as he stepped in front of Daniel, blocking the door. Daniel didn't react at first. He was used to Darius's concerned tone, but tonight, the calmness wasn't going to cut it. Darius had been watching too closely, feeling the pull of something wrong growing stronger with every passing day. "What now, Darius?" Daniel asked, rolling his eyes. I'm tired of hearing your rants about Seraphina. You don't get it. She's everything I've ever wanted. I'm happy, so just back off. But Darius couldn't back off. Not now. Not when he knew his friend was slipping further and further into the grip of something that could destroy him. No, Daniel, Darius shot back, his voice louder now. You don't get it. You're not okay. You're not yourself. I've been watching you and her. You have no idea who she really is. Daniel's face hardened, his jaw tightening. You're jealous. That's all this is. I don't need your help, Darius. I'm in love. The words stung. Darius's fists clenched at his sides, but he forced himself to stay calm. He knew Daniel wouldn't understand. Not yet, not until it was too late. Love, Darius scoffed, his voice rising in frustration. This is not love, Daniel. She's using you. She's a demon. I've seen it, felt it, and I'm telling you right now, if you keep going down this path, you'll be gone. She'll drain you dry, and you'll be nothing but a shell. Daniel's eyes flared with anger, his body tensing as he took a step forward. How dare you say that about her? He shouted, his face flushed with fury. You don't know her? You don't know us. She loves me, Darius, and I love her. You're just pissed because you're alone, so don't try to ruin this for me. The words hit harder than Darius had expected. He could see it now, the full force of Daniel's blindness to the truth. His friend was lost, too far gone to hear reason. Darius's heart broke for him, but the anger bubbling in his chest couldn't be contained. I'm not jealous, Daniel, Darius yelled, stepping closer, his voice shaking with raw emotion. I'm trying to save you. You're not just in love. You're being controlled. Can't you see it? She's playing you. She's been draining you for weeks now. Your energy, your life force, everything you are. You've been fading right in front of me, and I'm scared for you. Daniel's eyes widened for a moment, but then the anger returned, hot and sharp. He shoved Darius back, hard, sending him stumbling into the wall. Enough, Daniel roared. You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't know anything about her. You're just a jealous, bitter fool who can't stand to see me happy. If you think you can just waltz in here and ruin my relationship, you're dead wrong. The tension between them was electric, a spark that could have set off a fire. Darius stared at Daniel, his heart pounding in his chest. This wasn't just a confrontation, it was a breaking point. The two men stood there, inches apart, the anger and pain radiating from both of them. Darius opened his mouth to speak, but Daniel was already walking away, shaking his head. You're not welcome here anymore, Darius. I don't need you in my life right now. I'm fine. Just leave me alone. The door slammed shut with a deafening bang, leaving Darius standing in the hallway, breathing hard, his fists clenched so tightly his knuckles turned white. For a long moment, Darius stood there, staring at the closed door. The rain outside poured down, the sound of a soft, mournful rhythm in the background. He had tried. He had warned him. But now it was too late. Daniel was too far gone. He turned and walked away, knowing in his heart that the battle for his friend's soul was just beginning. But Darius couldn't stand by any longer. He followed Seraphina one evening, shadowing her through the streets. What he saw sent chills down his spine. Seraphina led Daniel into an old abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Darius could see through the cracks in the boarded-up windows. Seraphina's true form began to emerge. Her skin began to ripple, her eyes darkening, her body elongating into a serpentine shape. She was no longer the woman Daniel thought he loved. Darius rushed to the door, slamming it open, and the confrontation was inevitable. "Stop! You don't know what you're doing!" Darius shouted, but Seraphina merely smiled, a wicked grin curling on her lips. "You don't understand," she hissed, her voice now tinged with venom. "I've had him for so long. He's mine." A brutal fight ensued. Darius, using all his knowledge of the supernatural, managed to weaken Seraphina, but not without taking damage himself. Her grip on Daniel's life force had already taken its toll. He was barely conscious, pale and lifeless, his skin almost translucent. With a final surge of strength, Darius forced Seraphina off, breaking her hold on Daniel. As she retreated, her snake-like form writhing in the shadows, she gave one last chilling warning. "You can't save him. You never will. I'll be back. And when I do, he will be mine forever." Daniel woke up to Darius's voice calling his name. He was alive, barely. The last few moments were a blur, but as the haze lifted, he felt an odd sensation. He should have been fine, right? He should have been himself. But as he looked at his reflection in the mirror, something was wrong. His face was pale, his eyes sunken and hollow. The feeling of Seraphina's presence still lingered, creeping into his thoughts. Was she still here? Was she still watching? The mirror seemed to shimmer for a second, his reflection flickering like a faulty television screen. He reached out, his hand trembling, and in that moment, his reflection wasn't his. His eyes glowed faintly with that same golden hue that had once belonged to Seraphina. A voice, cold and soft, echoed in his mind. "I'm still here, waiting for you, Daniel. She'll always be watching. She'll always be waiting. And next time, she'll come for him, no matter what." Do you think Daniel is truly free, or has Seraphina already claimed him for good? What do you think will happen when she returns?